Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Bundy.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to Tattletales. Nice to have you with us today. Let's go. We're going to win some money for these people. We got dynamite couples that are going to do it, and here they are, winning money for the blue section today from Welcome Back Cotter, Mr. Robert Hegyes and his wife, Mary Hegyes.
I got my blue on.
Oh, you got your blue on. Got your boots on, too.
Yeah.
And Mary, are you all set?
Yes, and blue's my favorite color, so we're going to win.
Oh, all right. That's very interesting. Blue is your favorite color. There's a lot of color tests going on at the moment. That probably means something. And now all the home analysts are working that out. And while they're doing that, we'll introduce you to the couple who's going to win money today for the banana section. Mr. Army Archett and his wife, Selma Archett.
A good group here today.
Well, we have a good group in the audience, and we have a good group up here, too. So why not? It's good chemistry. Selma, how are you, love?
I'm well, thank you.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you all set to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Winning money today for the red section, a little Dickens, Mr. Gary Collins and his wife, Mary Ann Mobley. How's your tennis game, Gary?
My tennis game's great. I'm sorry to hear about your hand. We'll get back to playing together.
Yes, we'll be playing in a week or so. I walked through a sliding glass door with my hand. Actually, I hit it with my head.
And his head was so hard.
How hard was it? We hear from Mary Ann.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Listen, could I take a moment and thank Army Archett, because when he hosted and produced the People's Choice Awards, he was very nice to ask an organization that I belong to called SHARE, S-H-A-R-E, to do one of the dance numbers, and he contributed a very generous amount of money to the Exceptional Children's Foundation.
Yes, which is a lovely gesture of the show.
And I would like to thank him on behalf of SHARE.
Thank you very much, Mary Ann. We wouldn't have asked you girls if we didn't think that you did such a fabulous job.
That's true, they did. They were terrific on the show. What a terrific show it was.
What a nice thing to say thank you.
No, we really mean it.
Well, moving right along, we have some money to share with our audience, too. And ladies, here we go. The first question is for you. It's worth $150. Ladies, you begin to receive in the mail a gift subscription to Playgirl magazine, which specializes in male nudity, in case you didn't know. Then you receive a notice that if you want to, you can change the subscription and get instead the Ladies' Home Journal. Would you change your subscription? Think that one over. Goodbye, ladies. It's a gift, remember. Off you go. It's a gift. They didn't pick it out themselves. It starts coming in the mail as a gift subscription. Will Mary keep that subscription going as it is, or will she switch to Ladies' Home Journal?
Well, it's kind of like I don't want to say anything about Mary's scruples. I think she'd, sit down and look at it and enjoy it. But I think that she might, I don't want Ladies' Home Journal.
Yeah, that's the choice.
Does it sound very male of me to say yes? She might switch it. I think there might be some practical things in there that she might, make use out of.
Well, some practical things in Playgirl as well.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to say Ladies' Home Journal.
Does she read Playgirl magazine?
No, she'd read it.
She's seen it.
She'd read it, but she gets, can I say that, like Home magazine, things like that.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
of course.
I think she'll go with the Ladies' Home
So
Journal.
you think she would switch then?
Sure.
Instead, she can change the subscription to Ladies' Home Journal. She's going to do it. Here she comes now. A couple of wild people. Mary, what are you going to do now? You get a gift subscription to Playgirl. They are arriving regularly. However, you get a notice that says you can change the subscription and get Ladies' Home Journal instead. What will you do?
Well, I'd like the Ladies' Home Journal, but I'm no dummy. I mean, I would keep the Playgirl magazine.
No, that's not what Bobby said.
We've only been married for 2 years.
Yes.
We're still learning.
Yes, and in case you didn't know it, Bob, Mary is no dummy.
I'm no dummy.
She's going to keep Playgirl. That's very interesting. See, you do learn, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
After only 2 years, you're going to still find out things. Army, what about Selma? What would she do?
Well, it all depends what your interests are, what you're going to read.
True.
And Selma is a reader. She really is she just reads magazines from cover to cover, and she doesn't look too much at center spreads in magazines. And besides, one of her occupations is as being a decorator, and I think the Ladies' Home Journal has a lot more in it for her as a decorator than the decorations in the...
Well, that's true.
So
depends on depends on what kind of decorating style you had in mind.
Right, yeah, that's right. So I think she'll take the Ladies' Home Journal.
She'll switch.
Right.
All right, here she comes. Interesting, huh? There seems to be a divided opinion among the bananas.
Since I was stuck with it, I think that's the premise, is it not?
Yes, you were given this gift.
And it's going to come no matter what happens.
Well, no, you do receive a notice saying that you can change it if you want.
But one or the other is going to come no matter what happens.
Yes, either that or the Ladies' Home Journal.
The Ladies' Home Journal, because I can cut recipes out that I'll never make.
All right. That's what the man said. You go with the Ladies' Home Journal, is what you said. You're absolutely right. I didn't know where you were going there for a minute, I must confess.
Yeah, I have raised, a couple of sons, and I've had a husband, so I can, visualize what's in Playgirl.
Yes, right. I know what you're saying.
You said the answer.
Only I got better.
Thank you, Selma. Gary, what will Marianne do?
Firstly, I think if anybody's seen Playgirl, it's a mighty good magazine in terms of the editorial content. I'm serious about that. It's got some fine writing in it, and I think
that's what I always say about Playgirl.
The nudity has overshadowed the content of the magazine by and large. However, I'll tell you, we get House and Stream, How to Grow Poppies, How to Spread Manure. I got more magazines at that house that have to do with my house and my garden. I'd just like for once to have a magazine that I really knew something about. So I think Marianne would keep the Playgirl.
She'd keep it.
To be up to date. I got to tell you this. Sign in a women's live store in New York. This is honest to goodness. It said, a woman without a man is like a fish without a bicycle.
That's good. I like it. What worries me is that I think I get it.
Yeah. Anyway, Marianne would keep the magazine.
Marianne will keep the magazine. Yeah. Here she comes now. Fish without a bicycle. Hello there, Marianne. What are you going to do? You're getting Playgirl on a subscription, but you get a notice saying you can switch it to Ladies' Home Journal. What would you do?
Well, you see, this question is really academic because one of our dear friends, Marion Scott Milam, is editor of Playgirl.
Oh.
And if we cancel, boy, that would be terrific for a friendship. No, I wouldn't. Would you repeat the question?
All right,
I wouldn't switch with Cosmopolitan, no, because if she found out it was...
No, it's Ladies' Home Journal.
Well, I don't like Ladies' Home Journal anyway.
So what are you going to do?
I'm not going to switch.
That's right. That's what I said. That's right. Gary's all set to protest.
Well, you realize that
No, she's absolutely correct.
Well, okay.
Right. She's not going to... She'd rather look than switch.
I feel so sorry for the dear thing because the whole Southeast was watching,
Yes, that's true. And Marianne and Gary and Selma and Army get it right. They split it in half, and we'll come back with question number 2 and a lot more money in just a moment. Please don't go away.
Hey, Mom, how about I come over and we'll watch Buzzer? They're showing Family Feud with Florence Henderson, Password Plus with Vicki Lawrence, Super Password with Lucy, and a lot more.
It's my mother. This is my mother you're talking to.
TV Moms Week, all week long, starting at 5.
Hello. Question number 2 coming up. This is it. And if you're ready to go, ladies, it's for you. It's worth $150. Are you ready, fellas?
Ready.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Ladies, our magic genie gives you the opportunity to read your husband's mind.
Oh.
Now, wait a minute. That's not the question. If you had to choose, would you rather tune in on him when he's talking with you or when he's talking with another woman? Ladies, goodbye. We'll start with you, Army. When would Selma rather read your mind? When she's talking to you, or when you're talking to her, or when you're talking to some other woman?
Well, what? I think that most women are interested in finding out what their husbands really think about them, and when they're talking to them or being talked to by them. Since every day when I come home from the office, Selma will say to me, "Well, what did Elizabeth have to say today, dear?
Yes.
So she'll know what very well, what was on my mind. So I think the thing that she really wants to know about is what's on my mind when I'm talking to her.
See if we can read her mind now. Selma, if you had to choose, would you rather tune him in when he's talking with you or when he's talking with another woman?
Those are the only 2 times.
That's it. That's the only 2 times you can read his mind.
Okay. I would rather, I'd rather tune in when he's talking to somebody else. I think that when he's talking to me, he's always telling the truth. He's not. Ah!
You mean first?
He's not?
No, tell her the psychology, Army, because it's interesting. Why?
I bet.
Well, I said because I always tell you, when I've been talking to other people during the day, what I've been telling them and talking to them. So I figured you knew all that.
How about when you're talking to me?
Well, you want to know what's actually going on inside my mind.
That's what he figured.
Maybe he's right.
Maybe he's right. It's a little late now, but I'm glad that you worked that out. Thank you, Selma. Gary, what will Mary Ann say?
I don't think I would, talk to another lady that would have any connotation that she could worry about, I would think that Mary Ann is just basically nosy, and she would like to know what's going on in my head. I'm sure yours, everybody's wife. What are you thinking? What do you really think? All that stuff. So I think Mary Ann would say she'd like to know what I'm thinking when I'm talking to her.
Think so, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That met with approval from the red section.
Lukewarm molten lava.
You're going to say when you're talking to her.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Here she comes. If you had to choose when you could read Gary's mind, Mary Ann, would it be when he's talking to you or when he's talking with another woman?
No question, when he's talking to me.
That's it.
You see,
yes, sir.
Depending upon what you see, if you could read his mind, you wouldn't, when he's talking to me, then I would know whether I had to worry when he was talking to some other lady.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought, my gosh, you get married in a couple of years, you just know everything about each other. It isn't true, folks.
No.
I mean, it's a ball game all the way.
That's true.
This show is great. Saves me a lot of money on the couch.
Yes, true.
How about
I beg your pardon?
However, your time is up, and that'll be $50, Gary. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Ann. Robert, what will Mary say?
Well, I work on a couple of frequencies, see, like 3 or 4, and Mary's always trying to tune in.
Huh?
Right. I think it will be me. Her, right? Is that it?
She's talking to
yes,
she
me
wants
or
to
her.
read your mind when you're talking to her.
Yes. Besides, she's very secure anyway. She doesn't,
She's not worried about it.
Nah, she's a little on it. She wants me to tune in on her.
So she would rather read your mind when she's talking to you, when you're talking to her?
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Yes, Blue? No doubt. I'm sure on this one.
The Blues are sure, too. Here she comes now. Mary, if you had to choose when you could read Bob's mind, would you rather tune him in when he's talking with you or when he's talking with another woman?
Well, I do not want to know what he's thinking about when he's talking to another woman. Right, goodness. No, I would say when he's talking with me.
That's right. You got it. Mary and Robert get it. Mary Ann and Gary get it at halftime. Gentlemen, step to the rear, if you will. We shall bring the ladies front and center. We shall return with the second half. And don't you go away. Got a good group today. See you in a minute.
Is your credit?
Here we go. We've changed places after halftime, haven't we? Yes, we have. And we have the ladies and the fellas are in the back. And if you're ready to go, guys, here we go.
We're ready to go.
Question worth $150, and it's a good close game. Men, would you say that more of your friends think that you dominate your wife or that she dominates you?
Oh, this is divorce time.
Don't give it away. Don't say anything now. You got the question. Would you say that more of your friends, now remember, this is not what it's in actuality, it's what more your friends think. More of your friends think that you dominate your wife or that she dominates you. Think it over. Goodbye, fellas. Well, that's a good question. It is a good question because we sometimes give off things to our friends and the people that are not necessarily so. And we'll start with you, Mary Ann, because you seem to think it's a divorce question. What do you think?
It's not fair. My husband is very easygoing and very quiet, but down deep, you know just how far to go, and you don't want to go beyond that part because but he's a very nice man, and he's very patient with me. So it's a long story, isn't it?
No.
I think on the outside you think that I might be more
Dominant.
Dominant. But in reality, it's only because he's very secure.
Now
and he
remember,
says, let her rave on.
Now remember, I'm asking him, would you say that more of your friends think? Not what's really the story. I'm saying to Gary, what do your friends think? What do more of your friends think? Do they think that you dominate him or that he dominates you? That's the question. So you see, you gave us the real story, but now what do your friends think? Would you like to think about this for a while and we move on, or?
Yes, what? Can we do that? No,
Sure.
we can't. No, we can't do that, can we?
Yeah,
no, I've got to do something, haven't I? I'm a big girl now. I've got to make a decision.
It's true.
Yes. I think I do.
Okay. You think more of your friends think. You think that he will think more of your friends think that you dominate him. Here he comes. Shh. Gary.
I feel I'm like between a rock and a hard place, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
I'm torn between honesty and all of those gentlemen out there in the audience who are relying on me to promote sort of male chauvinism.
But now remember, this is what your friends think.
I realize that.
Okay.
I would think, by and large, the nature of our marriage and the type of relationship we have, I am very low-key and Marianne is just the opposite. I would think that most of our friends, acquaintances, think that Marianne is the dominating factor.
That's it. You got it. And she filled out the other half of it as well, so that's good game plan.
I must say, it's not a bad job.
No, it's not a bad job if you can get it. Thank you, Gary. Mary, what will Robert say?
Well, he's a Taurus and I'm an Aquarian. I guess that kind of makes things look. Really?
So
makes things look like, well, let's say it looks like he is dominant over me. It
looks like he's dominant over you.
Yeah, oh, I'm not saying it's the way it really is.
But that's the way it appears.
Yeah.
To most of your friends.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Ooh, that's a good one. I'd like to explore that. Bob, would you say that more of your friends think that you dominate your wife or that she dominates you?
I'm going to go ahead and incriminate myself.
Okay.
I think it would be me.
That's it. You were the one.
But that's not...
That's right.
Right.
But that doesn't incriminate you. That's what she said.
It's a very giving thing, though. It's both. She makes sure I never work for anything below minimum. Right? She's the management, so.
That's not dominating at all. Thank you, Robert. Selma, what will Army say?
I want to know how you feel about us. Hurry up, tell me, which one is dominant?
It's what most of your friends think.
I sat on the same veranda with the fan she did, fanning daintily.
Yes.
I think that people think that wait a minute, which one do people think is the dominant one? Okay, I got to get that right. I think that people think that I am the dominant one.
Okay. All right, that's your answer. Not necessarily so. That's what you think most of your friends think, and here comes Army. Shh. Army, would you say that more of your friends think that you dominate Selma or that she dominates you?
Which shows you what kind of friends you really have, I suppose. I think that because people will probably think, because they see me up in front of a microphone and introducing people and so on and so forth, and always being on a first-name basis with such people as you have here today and your regular guests on Tattletales, that they probably think that I dominate Selma.
No, that's not what they think. Selma says they probably think that she dominates you. Oddly enough, the reverse, sir.
Is this show?
I'm sorry, Army. That means Mary and Robert and Marianne and Gary split the pot in half. We will come back in a moment. Anybody can still win, obviously. $300 question coming up. See you in a second. Don't go away.
Next, it's a plethora of word puzzles on Password Plus that'll keep you guessing, plus another Password Plus after that. Oh, it's a Password Plus party, if you will. Stay tuned.
This question is worth $300. This will decide the game for the day. If you're ready, fellas.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes.
Men, who is more susceptible to flattery, you or your wife? Goodbye.
So hard.
These are hard questions. And Selma, we're going to start with you.
What happened to all those good dirty ones we used to have?
We have some of those.
These are already probing things that make you
probing
think.
good marriage questions.
Repeat it.
Who is more susceptible to flattery, you or your wife?
I adore it, really. I do adore it. I love it so much. I love it. When I love it. Oh, just the world tell me how wonderful I am. It's me.
It's you?
Yeah.
Okay, here he comes. Army, who is more susceptible to flattery, you or Selma?
But of course, my darling wife.
That's it. You got it. All right. You're absolutely right. And at this point, Army, who knows? You could win the whole thing here. Mary, what will Robert say?
He uses it as a tool, I think.
Of course.
Yes, definitely. So I definitely require...
You were more susceptible.
Yeah, I'm more susceptible.
Okay, here he comes. Robert, which one of you is more susceptible to flattery, you or Mary?
Mary gets more flattery than me. I would say Mary.
That's right.
That was a real guess.
You got it.
And red.
All right, Mary Ann, what will Gary say to this one?
Red team. My husband is very stable. His feet are on the ground. But if you say something nice to me, I am more susceptible.
You are. Okay, it's the ladies 3 ways, it looks like. Let's bring on Gary. Here he comes. Gary, between you and Mary Ann, which one of you is more susceptible to flattery?
Nothing wishy-washy about this question, Mary Ann.
That's it. You got it. We split that one 3 ways. However, the Reds have won it with Gary and Mary Ann. We'll come back in just a moment and pay off the red section. It's a good payoff, too. See you in a second.
Why did...
In the red section with Mary Ann and Gary won $325. We had 1,000, a total of 1,325 big ones. That's all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching. Bert Convey saying so long. See you next time on Tattletales.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This program has been edited for broadcast.